Hello, this is Postdoc week number 94. And before we dive right into things, let me feature this game called BioShock. So basically, yesterday on the Nintendo eShop, there are a barrage of games that dropped. So one of them is Xenoblade Chronicles, a very huge RPG that was first released in the Wii. I played the first part on the Nintendo 3DS. They remade it on the Nintendo Switch, the Definitive Edition. I'm gonna talk about that, in some other Postdoc Chronicles. But the also some other cool stuff is from 2K, where they dropped Borderlands 2 and the prequel to Borderlands 2. They also dropped the XCOM 2 collection and its expansion, and then they also dropped the BioShock series, BioShock 2, and then BioShock Infinite. So basically, I was thinking, after BioShock, maybe I'll play BioShock 2 or Borderlands. But right now I'm playing BioShock because XCOM 2, I haven't finished XCOM Enemy Unknown on the PS Vita, the first one. And then, so yeah, right now I'm playing BioShock. And basically this game is like, it's a story of an underground city, created by this guy who had enough of the way the system works in the government, in the surface, where there are censorship, morality, and all those things. So he wanted to create a haven where the scientists are free from all this morality, the artists are free from this censorship, and so on. But then the city went haywire. There's like a group of people that are rebelling, and then there are these guys that are splicers. The citizens basically became like puppets because they're being run by this thing called Adam, in order to maintain, because they've been doing things like splicing their DNA so that they will look beautiful, more symmetrical, and all these things. And then this things called Adam, they are carried by these little girls known as little sisters, and then they're being guarded. To each little sister, they're being guarded by these things called a Big Daddy. And basically what you do is, sometimes when you see a Big Daddy, it's like a mini boss fight, and then after you beat the Big Daddy, you have an option to either rescue the little girls or harvest their Adam. If you rescue them, you get a little bit of Adam, which you use to upgrade your skill set. So you have your usual guns because it's a first person shooter, but you also have these cool things known as plasmids, which are basically modifications to your genes that allows you to shoot fire from your hands, or to shoot bolts of lightning, and so on. So you need Adams for this. But so far I've been rescuing the little girls because I feel pity for them. But yeah, your main character in the introduction, so as you can see, there's like a plane crash. So you discover this city in the middle of a plane crash, and then you discover this city in the middle of while it's going bonkers, while everything like fell to shit. So every citizens are now trying to attack you. You have like a contact that's like the leader of the things that of the one that is leading the rebellion against the leader of the Rapture. That's the name of the city, Andrew Ryan. So far I'm still, I think, around 1/4 or 1/3 of the game. I've been playing like for a while already. So that's why I'm playing this first, is because I actually have this game on my former laptop. Before I had my Mac, I had like a Windows laptop, and I've been playing this before, but like I stopped. Like I said, I've always been saying I prefer playing on handheld. Of course, right now I just wanted to try it on my portable gaming monitor, but yeah, you can play it like on handheld. My Nintendo Switch is right there at the back, and yeah, so far I'm really enjoying it. It's very cool. And then after this, I believe maybe I'll play BioShock 2, either BioShock 2 or the first Borderlands, because again, I've also played Borderlands 2 on the PS Vita, but I want to play that also on the Nintendo Switch because it looks better on the Nintendo Switch. It has HD rumble and all those things. In the Vita, it has crashes and stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna talk about that, Borderlands, Xenoblade, XCOM in some other Postdoc Chronicles. But let's go to the Postdoc Chronicles proper. So we had like a reply to our manuscripts submitted to PRD. So this time the response is fewer. So the referee still had some issues. So basically he had an issues about he wants us to justify the chosen delta R. So it arises because the delta R being used by Delphis is, I believe, is still 0.6, and then the canonical one is 0.4. So he wants us to expand on that. And then finally, the choice that we did for sigma B, the uncertainty, the systematic error for our background, he also wants us to justify. So I think it is just very minor, and I believe after this it should already be accepted. And also aside from this one, like early, I mentioned in the last post of Chronicles, early this week, like Monday, I presented on behalf of WITS an expression of intent for this upcoming paper in Atlas regarding PMSSM, phenomenological minimal supersymmetric standard model. And basically, I gave my expression of interest, like what I can do, what my expertise are. I told them, my first ever high energy physics paper was on SUSI, so I can help. So there are like 15 institutions that will work on that, and then beginning this June, we will begin the work towards that particular paper. Okay, and then also in the what do you call this, in the qualification task for Atlas. So I've been in contact with Ewelina, so she's like responsible for maintaining the night list, the build of the Athena, and all these things. And then basically, yeah, I've been trying, because before, like I said, I already have like validations of different processes, but I did this for the standalone build of Pythia. So this time I've got a majority of them working within Athena due to Ewelina building a nightly for 8 Pythia 8.302, which is the most recent version. So I have now, I was able to try different processes that I did. There were like 10 of them. 2 of them does not work so far, but the 8 should be fine. So I'm now doing the validation for the 8. I'm now able to run them on the grid and then also do the analysis on the grid. And also on the MUED front, so Roberto was already able to reply with me, and then I told them the weird result, because like I mentioned before, I was looking at Zhong's paper, and then I was choosing like particular benchmark points which in his initial paper were already excluded, because basically we want to update the exclusion limits. So I told them, how come in Zhong's paper there are parameter points that are being excluded, but then when I tried the setup made by Roberto, it's not being excluded. And then it turns out that the setup that he did was actually made for or works for KK gluons, right? But then in the particular setup considered by Zhong's paper, they're actually considering the productions of KK gluons, but they also have like KK quarks, and then also the combination of KK gluons, both KK gluons and KK quarks. Okay, so that's the problem, and we estimated that should we include the KK squarks, it should be KK quarks rather, not squarks, because it's MUED. KK is Kaluza-Klein, so it should be able to exclude it. However, the tweak is not that trivial in Roberto's setup. So hopefully we're gonna Skype. We're going to talk next week on how to proceed, on how to tweak that in order for it to accommodate KK's quarks. This currently it's only accommodating KK gluons. But anyway, that has been Postdoc Chronicles week number 92. Also, I was able to do my grocery again, online grocery, and again it's, I believe, June 8th, which will be opening the university, but it's like by batch. Not everyone will be coming back, and then they said that those personnel who can work online or who can do work at home should continue to do so. And then they said only the very important personnel should go back on June 8th. And I believe like per colleges, there's like a specific batch of students that should go back, like third year for this particular college and all those things. But anyway, that has been Postdoc Chronicles week number 94. Again, I'm gonna continue playing BioShock right here. It's a very cool first person shooter. Okay, it's an old game, but it's very nice to see it running on the Switch. But anyway, this has been Postdoc Chronicles week number 94. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.